Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ursula de Cruz. Welcome to the podcast Career Conversations. The aim of the show is to help students choose from different career options. Today's show is about careers in finance and banking, and I'm joined today by Mr. Ali Al Tareef. Mr. Tareef is a finance and banking professional with many years of experience in commercial banking and investments. In addition to his profession, Mr. Tareef is actively involved in training finance courses in the GCC and is an engaged investor. Thank you for joining me today, Mr. Tareef.
Welcome.
Without further ado, let's take a deep dive into today's topic. So, Mr. Tareef, what would someone in your profession generally do?
Thank you very much for hosting me, Ursel, and I'm glad to be here. Usually, we are from the morning till night. The only thing we do is reading. We just keep on reading and reading and reading. And usually, we read different things. Like we start with the newspapers, then we go to reports, then we go to some other documents. So it's only reading. And then there is a small part of conversating. After we do the reading, we have to conversate either with the report writer or with colleagues or with management or with the clients. It depends how it is. So I would say 90% reading and 10% conversating.
I'm sure the day must be quite hectic and you learn something new every day.
Very
And
much, very much.
what made you decide to pursue this particular profession?
Okay. Before the profession, actually, it was the university. So I chose to study finance in the year 1998. In Bahrain, we had University of Bahrain launching this program in 1997. So I thought about joining this program because I'll be one of the students who are the only ones who are newly graduates from this program. So it was an opportunity for me. So I went ahead with that program. Then when I joined the banking sector, it came very natural because all the studies were about numbers and finance and accounting and what have you. So it was very, very easy for me to adapt to this new culture. So that was piece one and piece two.
I'm sure that all this knowledge and expertise has come helpful now.
Yes, it did really well. It did really well. Of course, the development over the years was very much also helpful. You know, what I studied was the basics. And then when I worked junior levels was a little bit higher than the basics. Then every year I try to scale up the knowledge that I have, the skills that I have, and I spend it out of Bahrain, not only Bahrain, as you said, GCC and wider MENA, and also internationally.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what choice of subjects did you do in college to enable you to get into this profession?
I was focused on finance mainly. So I took like around 6 different courses in finance. One of them was corporate finance. One of them was international economics. Another one was advanced financial statement analysis. So they are a blend of financial and investment courses. So they were mostly numerical courses, you know. So and also my background in high school, I studied science. So we had like around 13 books of math. So that made it very easy for me to really adjust well in the financial field.
I'm sure the transition would have been quite smooth with the help of maths and also
Yes,
the interlinks of the different modules that correlate under finance.
that's true. And the difficulty, it was not, the math was helping a lot, but the difficulty was that I studied in governmental school. So the English was not that satisfactory because we had only 2 lectures per week, I believe, and each lecture is around 50 minutes or so. So really, when we graduate, we don't have that much of in-depth knowledge. We pass, we get high grades, like above 90, but it is not really applicable to university level. So I had to really put a lot of effort to build up, the readings and the comprehension in general, you know. But the numbers, there is no problem in the numbers. You don't need to, either you know the numbers or you don't. So the numbers were easy part, but the case studies, how to read them, how to analyze them, what the author wants in that book or that chapter, that was challenging in the first, I would say, 2 years.
Well, I'm sure the hard work has paid off now.
Sure, it did. Yes, it did.
And how did your working career progress?
Well, it progressed very, very, very well. Actually, I can gladly say that I started in top 3 listed banks in Bahrain. One of them is ABC, where I had a rigorous training program for a year. Then I worked in the risk department for another year. Then I moved to National Bank of Bahrain, and I worked in the corporate banking department for around 3 to 4 years. Then moving from NBB to Bahrain Islamic Bank, where I also worked for a couple of years there, also in the corporate banking. So I had a flavor of the international market, flavor of the local, conventional, and Islamic market. So it was amazing. Then I moved to the corporate. So moving from the financial sector to the corporate world was also amazing because I get to see the other flip of the coin. And since 2016 until now we are in 2023, I've been working with a financial institution. It's a business investment firm. I do advisory work. So I'm rightly centered in the middle between the financial institutions and the corporate. So I understand the language here and the language here, and I can always strike deals and transactions between the two. So it went very, very, very well.
I'm certain the transition between the sectors must have been quite smooth and easy to comprehend.
Yes, it did.
And what would you say is a necessary expertise or the most critical skill for someone to have within this field?
Well, there are many, but I would say the top two is critical thinking and problem solving. These are the top two skills that you need to possess if you want to progress in your career, whether it's in banking or elsewhere. So you need to focus on these two. So I'll just repeat them for you. So it is critical thinking and problem solving. If you develop yourself very well, there are so many courses online and they're for free, and there are so many scholars that talk about these two interesting topics. So I think when you start early on in your career, that knowing that these are the things that I need to rely on in order to progress in my profession, I'm sure you will be in a much better position in the future.
Yes. And if someone was keen to go into this field, what words of advice would you give them?
I would advise them that never think about shortcuts. You need to put the commitment, put the effort, put the time. You need to grind. There is no way you reach high levels by not putting the necessary requirement. So everything has got a prerequisite. So you need to put, I'm not saying there are not lucky people, who are coming into positions or into ranks or into status by parachute. There are these people, but these are exceptions to the rule. All the top people, they have made sure they have put extraordinary effort to reach to where they are. So commitment, effort, no shortcuts. These are the things that I'm sure they are going to help anybody to reach their targets and goals in the future.
I'm certain about this as it correlates to the quote, the hard work will always pay off and show in
Yeah.
some form or another, now or later. Well, I'm certain that the viewers have found this very helpful. Thank you for your time, Mr. Tareef.
Welcome. Thank you very much for having me. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. And thank you to the viewers for watching.